Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you this cool toned holiday glam makeup look. This is very simple and easy to achieve, but it looks over the top glamorous. And I'm also going to give you some tips and tricks on how to get a cool tone look. If you're someone who just doesn't normally do cool tone looks, it's a little out of your comfort zone, you feel like you've tried it and it wasn't for you, I'm going to show you how you can wear them to feel a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more like yourself, but also stepping out of your comfort zone. So I hope you guys enjoy the look. I hope you enjoy following along. A huge thank you to By Terry for sponsoring and collaborating with me on today's video. I'm going to be playing with some of their new holiday products and walking you through this look step by step. So I hope you guys enjoy. Please subscribe and let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to start with the face. I love doing my face first. I don't know why, and sometimes I switch it up, but for the past few months, I've loved doing my face first. I'm actually going to be using two different primers. They're both from By Terry. This is the Starlight Rose Glow Booster CC Serum, and then this is the Brightening CC Serum. This is one of By Terry's best sellers, so they came out with a limited edition rose gold version of this. Basically, it's a primer with skincare benefits. I'm going to go in with the rose one all over my face, and then the other one in just the high points of my face. You can use either one, either way, it's up to you. This is supposed to be brightening, color correcting, and give you a really nice base for your foundation. Pretty sure you can use these without foundation too. So the Brightening CC Serum comes in 4 shades. I got shade 1, Immaculate Light, just because I knew I wanted to use it more for like cream highlighting on the face. Grab this here. This also blurs out imperfections and color corrects, evens out your skin tone, and it's super hydrating. Add a little bit more to go on the center of my face. It's very subtle, but you can see it like just bounces the light off in those areas. So I'm gonna bring it here and on the center of the face too. Okay, so now for foundation, I'm gonna be using the Anastasia Luminous foundation. I'm in the shade, what am I in the shade? 220N. And this is a luminous foundation, but I feel like it's not too luminous. I feel like it lasts pretty well on my skin, like throughout the day. I do get oily, however, lately with the weather changing, I've been getting pretty darn dry, which is very weird. So I know I need to start switching up my skincare a little bit and using more hydrating products. I will still get pretty oily here in the T-zone, but as long as I powder, I should be good. It doesn't look like overly oily by the end of the day. It just looks like I have a shine. The shade is a little yellow for me. I know I could probably go and get a different one, but I hate talking when I'm touching my throat. This works for now. I'm gonna just go over my ear a little bit and we'll be fine. Ooh, one thing that's amazing about wearing a turtleneck is that you can be the completely wrong foundation shade and you only have to bring it down this far and no one knows. Okay. Just working this foundation into the skin. I'm really interested in finding a foundation that has skincare benefits. I should actually check, I should know this, but I should check and see if By Terry has one because a lot of their products have skincare benefits in them and I love that, especially for stuff that's on the face. So I would love to find like a good foundation that's got like anti-aging and color correcting benefits and like all that kind of stuff. Now I'm gonna go into the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Concealer and put that under the eyes. I have my cart going online and I'm gonna order the Dose of Colors concealer and foundation. There's just so many foundations that launched all at once. I needed like a minute just to try them, you know? That one has had my attention for a while, so I'm excited to try that. So now I'm gonna set my face using the Hyaluronic Tinted Hydra-Powder from By Terry, if it would focus. Oh my gosh, focus. I'm in the shade 200 Natural. I love their brush for it too. What I do is I use the fluffy side to do my whole face and then the flat side to do just like the sides of my nose and stuff. I was introduced to this powder when they reached out to me for the last video and it quickly became one of my favorites, especially for right now because I need to be powdered because I get oily, but my skin in a lot of areas is now getting more dry. So it keeps it feeling hydrated and not like cakey, you know? I'm gonna take this side and get more in these areas. For bronzer, I'm gonna be using the Milani, what is this? Silky Matte Sun Drenched Bronzer. I got a lot of suggestions to use the middle shade of this or the one that's like one step lighter than this, but this is more red tone, so as long as I go in with like a really light hand, I should be fine. We're gonna try this today. Did you see that red tone in there? Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And then to contour, I'm going to be using the 3 Steps to Sculpt palette from NYX. And I'm just going to use the contour shade and just hit right here very lightly. So now I'm going to highlight. I'm going to grab the By Terry Starlight Rose CC powder. This is a color correcting face highlighter basically. You can actually mix all of these together and like give yourself a glow all over, but I am going to be using this to highlight the cheekbones. So I'm going to still mix them all together and just pop it right on the high points of the face. This is supposed to help with fine lines and wrinkles and smoothing the skin. And it gives this just like very ethereal kind of, is that the word? Ethereal? You know what I mean? And we'll do the nose, above the lip here. And then I'm gonna grab just that like tannish shade and go up here without going into the lighter shade. So it just really brightened up the skin, it gave that glow. It's a really, really beautiful highlighter. So for blush, I really want to play with my MAC blushes because it's been a while. I have this palette here. For me, anytime I'm doing a cool toned look and I don't want to look overly cool toned, I'll actually pair the eyes with a warmer blush. So if you are someone that has a hard time with cool toned eyeshadows, or you don't know how to make it look wearable because you might have more warmth in your skin, so putting something so cool on your skin can be a little alarming, I would pair it with like a peachy blush or something like that. You would think that for a cool tone look you'd grab maybe something like this, but I'm gonna grab this instead. I believe this is Peaches by MAC, and this to me is more so going to complement the look rather than match the look. And I'm also kind of blending it in with that highlighter, so you kind of get a couple different shades going on here. And then I also carry it up on the forehead, nose, and chin. And the neck, why not? Moving on to the eyebrows, I'm going to be going into the Arches and Halos brow pencil. I'm in the shade Neutral Brown, and I'm just going to, I like to fill my brows in from far away from the mirror because then they go a lot more natural. Sometimes if I'm too up close, I can overly fill them in and then they look really harsh. I'm very happy with how I did this eyebrow. I swear when I'm far away from the mirror, my brows turn out way better because it looks super natural. Normally they end up too filled in looking. I'm gonna prime my eyeballs. I'm using the Painterly Paint Pot from MAC. Just gonna quickly put this all over my eyelids and then just set with powder. So for cool toned eyeshadow, what I like to do is mix cool and warm together to make it a little bit more wearable and easier on your face if you're not normally used to wearing cool tones. So a good way to start that is to go in with your bronzer and pop that into your crease first. So let me grab my brush. I'm gonna bring that into the crease and give you, and this just gives you a base for everything. It gives you a guideline. You could honestly do this with any look because it just looks really natural. And then also if you run out of time, you can run out of the house and it looks like you have eyeshadow on, or just like a natural contour to your eye, you know? And this is gonna kind of give you a little bit of warmth for any of the cool tone shades that you apply on the eyes. And also bring it underneath. Make sure you look up when you do the bottom. For eyeshadows, I have my Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. And I'm gonna go into the, I never know how to say this, but I always call it just Bon Fresco, the shade right here. I'm gonna take this in the crease and it's just going to lightly cool this up a little bit and give you sort of like a gray mauve shade. I'm grabbing a little bit of bronzer, warm that color up if you feel like it ever goes too cool. And then you have just a nice balance of cool and warm, but overall I think it looks like you have a cool toned eyeshadow look going on. And then you can also bring that underneath as well. And remember, you can always just go back and forth, back and forth. You don't have to just stick with the cool tone. Once you've switched to your eyeshadow, you can go back to the previous one if you feel like you went a little overboard with the second shadow, or if you feel like you are missing some of the bronzery shade. Never feel like you can't go back. You can always go back and blend it out more or add more of that other color. For me, with cool tones, I feel like they always end up looking darker. Just because it's a cooler tone, it's gonna create more of a realistic shadow, so keep that in mind. So now we have a nice balance of cool and warm. I'm gonna add a little bit of warm taupe from the palette. It's a little bit darker, so I'm gonna go into a little bit of a smaller brush. This looks like it's hot pink, but it's just stained. So I'm gonna grab the warm taupe, and I'm just gonna put this on the outer corner. And this is a nice neutral kind of a color because it's a taupe, so that's cool tone, but it's warmer. It's not gonna be like a straight up gray. It's got the brown and the gray in there. So I'm just putting this on the outer part of the lid and kind of just deepening this up a little bit, bringing it underneath. Remember to look up. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into these, which I was so excited about these. These are the By Terry Ombre Black Star Color Fix Cream Eyeshadow. So these are kind of like a 3-in-1 sort of product. It's an illuminator, an eyeliner, and an eyeshadow. So I'm gonna be using it as both an eyeshadow and an eyeliner today. I have 2 shades, but they come in 6 different ones. Let's see here. I have 5 Misty Rock, which I'm gonna put all over my lid, and then I have Black Pearl, which I'm gonna use to smoke it out. This is the Misty Rock shade here. It's like a cool toned mauve-y sort of shade. These are very creamy and very buildable, so you can go on with like a more sheer amount if you want, or you can build it up. I'm going to start by just bringing this directly on the lid, and you can see right now you can just go with your finger and just blend that out and thin it out if you wanted, just to like a nice thin wash of color. So you could do that. You could also take it directly on your finger like this and then press it in if you wanted it to be even more sheer. But I want to really pack on the color. So I'm gonna keep going in and layering it. Tap that edge so it's nice and blended. You can go in with a brush too if you want to blend the edge, but you really don't need to. And this is great if you're like running out the door. They have a bunch of other shades too if you want something like closer to your skin tone that you can just like slap on, rub on, and then run out the door. You could do that. Beautiful, beautiful. I didn't really tap this in here. I want it to kind of just dry like that because I like that bright metallic look. I just go in and tap when I want to blend it out just because I want that more high pigmented color. Okay, gorgeous. Now I'm gonna go into Black Pearl. That reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean. This is Black Pearl. I'm gonna take this on the outer corner and then just blend it in. And I'm looking down so that I can access the area because it's in kind of like an awkward spot where you can't see because your face is getting covered by your hand. Just look down so you can access the area better. There you go. See how it looks like really messy right now? And then you go in and you just push. You could just push it in or do push drags too. I want to add a little bit of glitter to this, and I want it to be very sparse. I don't want like a bunch of glitter. I just want it to like sparkle, you know? So I'm gonna grab the Anastasia Crystal Cave glitter and the glitter adhesive and just lightly speckle this around. Very lightly. I didn't pick up much. I think that's festive enough. It didn't cover up too much, so I'm happy about that. I kind of want to go back in with a little bit of the Misty Rock again, just to re-emphasize it. I'm just going in random spots, just to make sure that I can still see that, because yeah. Ooh, so pretty. I'm also dabbing it on the hand first before going in, because I don't want it to be too glittery. Trying to bring in some of the glitters up high to make it look like a poof. I'm gonna go back into the highlighter we used on the face if I can find it. And I'm gonna use a fluffy brush for this. I'm gonna mix all of them together here and highlight the brow bone and also the inner corner. I'm gonna use my finger for the inner corner. I'm just gonna pick it up with my ring finger and pop it right there. Here we go. I'm going back in with the Bon Fresco and Warm Taupe, mixing them together on my E15 from Sigma, and I'm just applying more to the bottom lash line so it's a little bit smokier down here. And then with my fluffy brush, grab a little bit more of my bronzer and halo that under here as well, just to re-emphasize the warmth Remember, if you go too cool toned and you feel like it's too cool, just go back in with your bronzer or whatever you used for that shade and just warm it up a little bit. I'm using the Anastasia Pro Pencil in Base 1, and I'm going to put it in my waterline to brighten it up. I'm going to go into my L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara and get the base for the false lashes. And then I'm applying these lashes from Velour. I don't remember the style, but I will link them down below. For lip liner, I'm gonna go into MAC Cherry Lip Pencil. This is a bright true red. The lip color I'm gonna go into is kind of like a pinky red. So this is gonna go over that, and you probably won't see this, but it's gonna give me a guideline for when I'm applying this. So I'm gonna line and overline my lips. And now I'm gonna go into the Tulip Liquid Lipstick from Anastasia. And then, last but not least, I'm gonna set my face with the Morphe Continuing Setting Mist. It's been feeling like it's about to run out for like a month, but it still works. So this is the final look up close and personal. I'm really close to the mic. I hope this isn't too loud. But I love this look. I feel like it's a nice twist on a classic holiday makeup look. It's got the cool tones, but it's very, very festive. I just really love how this turned out. And this is definitely a look that I'm gonna be wearing again this year. I can't believe we're already in the holiday season, but I'm so here for it. I'm excited. So I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup look. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and enjoyed following along. A huge thank you to By Terry for partnering with me on this video. I had a lot of fun making it. Let me know your holiday makeup requests down below. Please subscribe, and I will see you very soon. Bye.